going on, ladies and gentlemen? You know who I am, you know what I do, and you know who I do it for, and it's most certainly for you. Welcome to another edition of The Checkup, where I, your host, Dr. Rectangle, give you all of your gaming news and information and opinions post haste. And you may be wondering who's in the patient's chair today. It's none other than Big Brother, Review Tech USA, aka good old Richie Boy. And you may be wondering to yourself, how has he found himself in your crosshairs again? And it's because recently he's come out with a video in which he said Microsoft has a point. Physical media is a thing of the past. We don't need it anymore, guys. We're not barbarians. We're not cavemen. We're not Neanderthals. We're not knuckle draggers. We've evolved. We are ready to accept the digital age in 2016. Physical media in 2016? Let's be honest, folks. That's dumb. I'm going to take off my glasses because it's time for a little bit of real talk. Maybe you don't know all the faults of the networks that you were quote-unquote trying to trust and having us embrace for this digital era. You see, in 2016, these are still networks that can be taken down at a moment's notice because of a DDoS attack. Yeah, these networks sure are secure and stable. Lizard Squad can be all up in arms one day, feel as though a wedgie's a little too tight, feel as though their clothes are a little too itchy, too much polyester rubbing up against their silky skin, and all of a sudden PSN and Xbox Live go down for a few days. But these are the networks you want to trust for an all-digital console era. Bravo, bravo. The Wii U, with its complete and absolutely wonky interface in terms of how it works online, as we've seen with the friend codes, as we've seen with downloading, how a lot of these downloads and patches take forever to install, and certain issues that happen on the Wii U. These are the networks you want to trust in an all-digital age. But then again, a lot of people say, well, you can have games streamed to the cloud. Isn't that a great perk? You don't have to carry around all these boxes. It could just be streamed. Well, let's just say my internet service provider goes down, or in the aforementioned situation and scenario, Lizard Squad is up in arms. I can't access any of the games that I've already bought. I own the games. Where are they? Oh, I don't have them anymore. That's right, Johnson. I just simply don't have them anymore. What if Xbox Live gets out of control and starts handing out those bans, those unjustified bans, those false pretense bans, and my account is taken away from me? Hey, I guess I lost all the games from that catalog on that account because I was banned, even if it was under false pretense. We're going to give that type of power to these companies. That's bravo. That's a really good idea, Review Tech USA. I'm really seeing where you're going with this. The other thing is, you do know that some people don't have the crispest of, internet connections. There's certain internet service providers who aren't always on their A game, and you want these guys to download 20 gig files, 100 gig files, 160 gig files, 200 gig files, because certain people didn't know how to patch certain things. Winky wink, Titanfall. You want us to trust this type of interface. You want us to trust these companies with these giant file sizes that will take some people almost damn near a month to download. All digital era. This is what you want. This is sounding like a great idea, actually. I think you're onto something. Because you see, with the discs that I showed you earlier, you do know that a lot of the information that would be on the installation file are on the disc, which shortens your installation time. It allows your game to be read faster because it doesn't have to wait for all these other signals. Instead of reading off the disc, it can use the hard drive and the disc to work together. Things like that. Little things like that. Also, another issue that I'm sure you don't know about is the availability of games. Now, maybe you've heard of this, maybe you haven't. If you've ever been on Netflix or any sort of streaming service out there that isn't just gaming related, let's say you're like, oh man, that movie's dope. I'm going to write that down, and you put it on your backlog to go watch or go buy later. All of a sudden, when you come back, it's not there because the online license to stream and the rights to stream and sell on this marketplace have ran out. Well, let's just say Mortal Kombat X is up there, and you're like, I'm going to buy Mortal Kombat X. Sounds like a really good game. But in an all-digital era, if the license were to ever run out for every reason, like we've seen with a plethora of games on the Xbox Live Arcade, way back on the 360, or, Xbox Live Now, or PlayStation Network, these games are going to be online or on sale forever if the license isn't going to be renewed. So now you have absolutely zero ways of accessing this game. And who knows how that will affect those who have bought the game have it on the cloud, but then don't have a way to access it if they have to ping the registrar, the server to validate a purchase that they had already purchased. But if it's not on there anymore, would it even still work? There's a lot of issues that you have to read in between the lines for, and none of them point to 2016 being the year where all digital integration is the way to go at all. Fuck no. Absolutely not. 2016 ain't the year. If this was 2026, maybe we could have a dialogue about this. Maybe, just maybe. Maybe everybody's upload speeds and download speeds will be optimal to where this would be not something that would be too much of a setback for a lot of gamers. But in the current day, it's absolutely ridiculous. And you know that, Review Tech. You're not dumb. You're not an idiot. I know you're not an idiot. You're a smart guy. I know this. You wouldn't have a big YouTube channel if you weren't. But you really stepped in shit on this one. You have. There's no way you haven't seen these flaws. Especially with your recent run-in with Lizard Squad. We know you know all about them reptiles. Trust me, brother. We all know that you know about them reptiles and what they are able to do. Now, with that said, there's another issue that we have with this whole all-digital era. You see, I like my friends. Sometimes my friends buy a PS4. I have a PS4. They're calling me up now and saying, "Hey, brother, you want to play my copy of Bloodborne?" "Well, sure." "Oh, it's on the cloud. Sorry, can't do anything for you." And then I have to hang up on them. And then after you're done hanging up on them, then you have to realize that, well, I'm the only one that can play this game. Yay. It then hurts the community's ability to share with your friends in real life. While you may say, "Well, that's just a personal issue. We like to just play our games for ourselves." Well, yeah, a lot of groups and circles can't afford $60 a game, and if it's a single-player experience like Bloodborne, why are all 5 of us going to buy it? I mean, we could all play online, and we can all hang out with each other, help each other through co-op, and that'd be great. But Bloodborne's not a game where that's the priority. We can just share the game. Also, being able to sell the game back to a store, get some currency, trade in certain games. A lot of these things go away in an all-digital era. Just in case you didn't know.